皆様、初めましての方は初めまして、そうでない方はどももです。ウプ主のからしです。それでは今回も続きやっていきましょう。
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Arusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Arusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Arusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Arusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Arusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
現実でこんなことが起きたらとんでもないことになりそう。ブリーフィングも BGM なしか。
Arusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Arusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Arusian army. With the capital under our control, Arusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power. HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay. having joined up with support dispatch from the Ocean Army.
さてはまた護衛ミッションだ
The
な。
plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
せめて装甲車で動いた方がい
I
いん
would
じゃ。
like the new Strider squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense. With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Arussia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack.
それはこっち側も同じでは。
However, it is likely that Arusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe.
車両護衛か。普通は
Our
陸軍
victory
がや
in
るべきでは。
Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there. Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft.
これが面倒ったらあらしない。敵の位置を覚えとけば問題はないんですけどね。あ、撮影時はもちろん忘れてます。
Once you close in on them for a set period of time.
さてと車両護衛任務ですね。さてさて今回使う機体は、ラファール M です。説明を見たい方は一時停止推奨です。車両護衛だからまあさすがに陸の敵が多いと予想。なので UACM で行かせていただきます。
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Ocean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was
その晩エンジ
expecting.
ン音を
Are
ク
you
リアし
really
ませんか
friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
ワイズマンはもう
I hope you're right.
わお、これはすごいな。ちなみにアンノウンのまま撃っちゃうと怒られます。
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
このように中期モードを使えばより効果的に判別できます。
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. War is something I'll never get used to, but tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law, gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets. Three Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
こんな時でも食べ物は絶対欠かさないロングキャスターさすが。
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. We'll look for our way home.
Locked on bandits.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider 1, target destroyed. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
とりあえずこの航空機やってから。
IDs Ocean Forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our intro has been updated.
よしこれでここ一帯のアンノウンは消えた。
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier.
My engine's been hit. Where did it come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional Professional mistake.
地上は地獄だな。
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on. It's ID as illusion.
General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Lafarge are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll.
もしかしたら取るのは料金じゃなくて命かもですよ。
We'll go. Let's go. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. Radicals.
Signs of
予備放駐車取り締まり完了。
This one's mine. Thanks, Wolfie. That takes care of that one. We're heading for the highway. Thanks to you. Got out of paying that toll.
This is AWACS Argus.
新しいAWACSだ。
Our allies. Your new orders are to dispose of Adolard Labarth.
ラバルと将軍を守るのが任務なんて。
Ocean Army officer with him is an imposter.
なんでカーリさんエルジアの人なの？どういうこと？だとしてもラバル社さん殺さないってことはホッハだから、わけがわからん。
Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belgians.
またベルカか。この国何回戦乱引き起こせば気が済むの？
Attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side.
無人機もしかしてあの博士か。
The Belgian technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian flight test center by at least 10 years.
うはいおじいちゃんか。
Flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong?
全くもってその通り。
We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
You guys are ready to go out to war, leading our country even further into ruin.
Members of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
さすがの威力。橋の上の敵までぶっ飛ぶとは。
Thanks. We would have been toast.
Target locked. Strider 1, Fox 2. Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima.
なんでいきなり変わったんだろう。
Says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, I don't know nowhere is safe.
それはそう。
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Lawcaster. Captain's fault has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
General is speaking with the commander.
It's all gone to hell. Radio chatters about the Civil War.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. The be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Radio? You have one in your cockpit?
444の時に乗っけてたからそのままこっちの方でも乗っけてるのかな。
Behind us. Insurgents. Civilians used by the Illusion forces. Take it out. Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for him.
外れた挙句だったんですけど。
Taking fire. Take care of them.
あの世から見ててくださいとか怖えよ。
Almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes. Understood. Anti-airgun eliminated. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. There are yet rumors of naval units turning on their former allies. The main conflict concluded. Regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle over stabilization of the nation. The Illusion government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Ocean, as rebels. We're coming up on a tunnel. We need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belgian technology than just radios. IFF designations were one way to stations.
じゃあフルバンドが死んだミッションでの出来事はそういうことだったのか。私も被害者だった。
Talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
本当だよ。
Bandit has a lock.
You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi when they ruin the general's day. Behind the enemy, it's Illusion military.
The general's a real celebrity.
外れた。
Seems everyone
と思ったら4両全部吹き飛んだ。
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing. This is one of ours.
How'd you last long, Captain? With the creatures that were here to help you.
Nice. Glad to see the Illusians attacking the radicals. Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster. Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups. It's Illusion military. Reach the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Try to wait. Don't worry. I won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. Then where are the others? Understood. The radicals truly believe boosting drone production will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the
ネーム
capital,
時だ。
but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. All those well
また2人落ちた。
sign a truce with Osia quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper too.
不意なんとか送り届けられたか。
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way.
お、ちゃんとセリフ。
This is the Illusion News Network. Okay, let's go. Getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
だといいんだけどね。
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
おっと、またこのパターンか。
This plane is carrying civilians.
escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
あの時のホーネットと同じ横に明かりがついてる。ってことは AI なのか。でも青だから味方なのか。
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Sheldon!
Whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians. No, unless she's a soldier. Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
あれ、さっきまで青だったのに赤になってる。また唐突に撃ってきたりしないだろうな。
But do not attack the civilian liaison.
おじいさまってことはミハイおじいちゃんの孫たちか。
The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with broken technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
まさか攻撃する気か。おいおいおい。
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane. Longcaster, permission to engage. Negative. What? They could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
よし、殺していい
ID
な。
complete. They're Ocean fighters. What the hell is going on? Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting them
こ
down.
この敵の IS-23 黒塗装だから全然どこ向いて嗅いでるのかわからないんですよね。それにプラスして動きたいという。
Yeah, good work. Trader 1 has killed a bandit.
Those guys are good. Wait, nothing was obvious they shot too. I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Aim carefully. 9. No good.
Shit.
Firing.
They're in my way.
ロシア対地。
Bandit destroyed. Well done. Strider 1, target acquired.
Enemy missile inbound. Evading.
I'm on my target's tail.
Strider 3, launching missile.
よし、オールクリア。
Nice kill.
ここのカウント何考えてるんだろう。やっぱりこのホーネットたちが気になるのかな。
The liaison is safe. Wait.
はい知ってた。またかよこの野郎。助けてやったのにあだで返しか。
Drive. They're missing the drive.
欲が足りない？どういうこと？
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys. What the hell? We were just helping them.
コンソレ。
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, OC craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
やっぱり自立 AI はダメか。
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
はい、まず意識、電気失笑。ちなみにさっきのでかい四角の囲い線が消えないまま撃墜するとミッション失敗になるのでご注意。
Welcome. Understood.
Can't aboard the MQ-89 launch. Our command's overridden. They must be accessing it remotely.
はい、終わり。
Who's behind this?
でもって今度は MQ-99 が暴走か。
Hey, it's not our fault the world is in a reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
その輸送機の中にいますよ。
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
うわ、めっちゃ出てきた。
The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
やっぱり101に比べたら動きが脆いな。しっかり仕留めていく。
Another story to tell my boy. Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh? General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders.
It should be a piece of cake. Were you sent by the General's staff? No, we can't put it in. No, I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Broadcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
空中爆発して生きてるわけないよな。
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations.
もしかして明治湾だったり
I
し
know
て
it was chaos.
タイも F16 だし。
At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
さて今回はここまでとなります。面白かったら高評価等ぜひよろしくお願いします。それではご視聴ありがとうございました。ではでは。